Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So the walls continue to close in faster and faster on Canelo. The news gets worse and worse for him almost every day now. Canelo Alvarez's fate was sealed the moment he was forced to either take the tough DAZN deal or the tough PBC deal. The PBC deal included either a fight with Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez or a fight with Jermall Charlo and Errol Spence. And of course, the DAZN deal included Bivol. Now, originally, Canelo, he didn't want to fight any of those guys. He wanted to fight McAboo, but DAZN wouldn't pay for that fight because they knew no one would watch it. So the moment Canelo took the Bivol fight, that was the beginning of the end for his career. He got dominated by Bivol, and now he's been pressured to take the rematch. Even if Canelo completely walks away from the Bivol rematch, now he has to deal with the WBC that just ordered him to fight the winner of David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. The WBC president, he ordered that fight at the WBC convention. But guess what? Now the WBA's convention is coming up in December. And there's a Spanish reporter who used to work with ESPN, and he has a good relationship with the WBA president. The reporter's name is Bernardo Pilati. Now, I have a friend who follows my channel, and he sends me all of the news from Spanish reporters, and he translates everything for me. And he sent me this story. And once again, I pay attention to stories like this because not only is this guy a reporter, but he has a very close relationship, once again, with the WBA president. He does a lot of exclusive interviews with the WBA president. And he's stating on his channel, he firmly believes that the WBA is going to order Canelo Alvarez to fight David Morrell in December at the WBA convention to consolidate the WBA belt. For those of you guys who don't know by now, the WBA, their plan was to consolidate all of the belts. So there's no longer a super WBA champion and a regular champion. This is the main reason why Gervonta Tank Davis fought Rolly Romero. That's just one of the many examples. So it would obviously make sense for the WBA to order this fight at the convention, not to mention there's also a very good chance that David Morrell's representatives, they can show up at the convention and demand the fight to be ordered. Just like David Benavidez's promoter showed up at the WBC convention to demand the mandatory spot to fight Canelo Alvarez next. Listen, you guys always hear me say it. We all know that the sport of boxing is the wild, wild west of sports. And we already know if there was no corruption in the sport, then David Benavidez and David Morrell, they would have already been Canelo Alvarez's mandatories. Just like Abney Yildirim, he became Canelo Alvarez's mandatory right away, and he didn't have to go to a WBC convention and protest to get the mandatory spot. And that's obviously because he never asked for the fight. It was Canelo that demanded the fight. Do you guys see how Jermall Charlo has all of his mandatories lined up right now? It was supposed to be like this for Canelo a while ago. But there's a very good chance that they're going to start ordering these fights now. I truly believe the fact that the WBC has ordered Canelo to do the right thing and fight his mandatory, that's going to put more pressure on the WBA to do the exact same thing. Which means if they do, Canelo Alvarez is going to continue to break his own record of vacating belts. He's already vacated belts on 3 occasions. And if these organizations do their jobs and force Canelo to fight his mandatories, I can almost guarantee you he's going to be vacating a 4th time. The fact that Canelo Alvarez is stalling to take the Bivol fight, now he's talking about he's going to take it in September, which no one believes he's going to take that fight. That's just going to put even more pressure on Canelo to defend his titles at 168. If the WBA and the WBC are following the rules, then next year, for sure, Canelo Alvarez will have 2 mandatories. And that will be David Morrell and David Benavidez. 2 fights that Canelo Alvarez loses hands down. But it's actually all 4 of them that you guys see on the screen right now that beats Canelo Alvarez hands down. I notice when I make Canelo Alvarez videos, Canelo Alvarez fans, they fill up the comment section but they never say they want to see Canelo fight any of these guys, because even they know deep down that Canelo Alvarez is too flawed of a fighter to beat any of these guys. Now listen, guys, there is a difference from a fighter who's just avoiding one fighter in particular, but he takes on all the other tough challenges, right? When it comes to Canelo Alvarez, the difference is he's avoiding all of the tough competition. He's avoiding all of the smoke. And the only time he's taking the tough challenges is if he is forced to, just like he was forced to take the Bivol fight. Before that Bivol fight, Canelo, he hadn't fought any tough, dangerous opponents in 4 years. And avoiding the best competition for years and years and years, it just builds up like debt. The longer you go without paying your debt, the worse it gets. You have to pay more interest. It messes up your credit, and then it gets so bad to where you can't even pay it all off because you waited so long to start paying on it. Well, Canelo Alvarez's debt has definitely piled up, and he will most likely be forced to deal with at least one of these debt collectors really soon. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Se aparta, huye, lo que ustedes quieran. Si Canelo no enfrenta, se aparta, huye, lo que ustedes quieran. Si Canelo no enfrenta, David Benavides o Caleb Plant, estoy muy seguro de que el rival va a ser David Morrell, que es otra pelea de alto perfil y que podría estar sucediendo porque se trata de alguien que para esa altura, si Canelo no lo enfrentó, yo tengo la firme impresión de que ahora en diciembre la Asociación Mundial de Boxeo va a ordenar Morrell contra Canelo. Es posible que Canelo abandone el título, Morrell suba directamente a campeón y en esa fecha entonces se estén unificando con el que tenga el Consejo Mundial de Boxeo en la fecha del 17 de septiembre. Yo creo que se adelantó a todos Al Heyman y por eso los madrugó y ya separó esa fecha.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues. So make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.
Hi, I'm Angie and you're watching Dante's Vaccinating.